Good evening. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I am Dean Rice. I run the live place. I haven't been live for a while. Thought I would do that, and as fate would have it, um, a lot of people went live, which is kind of typical for me. So I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. Let me start at the top. Okay, Nathan Retta, if you're still here, good to see you as always. Francisco, I know you're on a recent trip to Disney. Hope you had a great time. BDF is Keith, and I was just on his show about a week ago, so that was fun. Isaac Nail, good to see you, my friend. We have Rob Fuzz, my partner, and I I want to mention my partners too. I'll do that later. And then we got T Town Mary Ellen. Good to see you, Mary Ellen. I saw you on Texas Takes live stream for a bit. I wasn't commenting. We have Anna Isabel. Is it Zykic? Nice to have you here. And let's keep going. Sooner Girl Travels, and that is my friend Leanne. Good to have you here. And let me see if that how we're doing on the chat. All right. The reason that I do a lot of looking up and down is because I have a very big screen. So Phantasmic Chronicles. Good to see you, Tony. Um, Dean, that episode is up to 61 views. Awesome. That's great, Keith. I was glad to be on. And Pearl Manhattan. Awesome. Good to see you. Pearl Manhattan has been going live on, please remind me, Pearl, I believe it's Tuesday nights. Tuesday nights now, or is it Monday nights? One of those 2 nights. Pearl is going live. She does a monthly show with Cricket Fox, but she's doing her music show on a Monday or Tuesday night now. So anyway, and Keith, of course, BDF, he goes live on Sunday nights at I believe it's 7 o'clock Eastern time. So, all right, thanks for being here, y'all. Um, so my luck, it's like when I go live, I can count on other people being live. Um, Mondays at 10 p.m. Thank you, Pearl. Okay. Yeah, Mondays at 10 Eastern is when Pearl goes live. And you know, and Manhattan Fox is the end of this month on Tuesday, 9 p.m. Okay, Tuesday at 9 p.m. And I know Cricket Fox now is trying to go live, sort of balancing that on a different week. I don't think it's weekly, but I think it's once a month. Anyway, so she just contacts me when she wants me to post that. So, all right, Keith is saying it's at 1,200 clicks. That's awesome. That's cool. All right, guys, why am I here? Thank you. 9 of you are here. Guys, when I go live, it typically I'll see, oh, what do you know? Corey Meets World is going a little late because he's with Yeehaw Bob. Does Our Dream is going live. Resort TV One is with the Pope and they're entertaining famous people. Hey, Najuma Brown, good to have you here. So that's kind of my luck with live streaming. But you know what? That is okay because that's what the live place is all about. And Pearl says, yep, she tries once a month on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. She's been emailing me real faithfully. So that is very cool. Najuma, good to have you here. I believe Najuma Brown is going on the cruise this October. I'm very jealous about that. Hey, Najuma, I will be meeting you if that's the case. I'm planning on going down there, visiting with the cruise people, and then going up and meeting some friends. Michelle the Quilter, good to see you here. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Forgot to say that. So that's awesome. I'm not wearing green. I apologize. Yeah, I guess in the Epcot colors, we don't have a green. All right. Michelle the Quilter, good to have you here. Guys, why did I go live tonight? Number one reason, hadn't been live in a while, kind of bored, needed something to shoot for. So I am going to talk just a little bit about the future of live streaming. And, if you're here and you have some opinions, I would love to hear it. You saw that I put a little poll in the chat, which is, Do you feel like live streaming is changing, getting more fun, exciting, or do you think it's kind of same old, same old? Is it not really changing much? And of course, from my perspective, that's very interesting to me. Um, Tony is enjoying a diet Miller in honor of St. Patty's Day. That must be a Miller Lite. um, anyway, so yeah, let's look at the poll results as of so far. So this is interesting. 12 people have voted, and 9 of you are saying it's getting better and it's growing, and 3 of you are saying it's same old, same old. Now, I couldn't vote because I created the poll, but there is a hey, MGM Family Travel. Nice to have you here, Bill and Lucy and/or Lucy. All right. Bill and Lucy are awesome live streamers that go live on Tuesday nights, right? Tuesday nights at about, I want to say 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Hey, Carol, we have Car Key in the house. Good to have you here. Keith is reminding that his Disney trip is 84 days away and 85 until the big 6-0. Awesome. Jersey Mike. I got to stop and say, hey, I got to meet Jersey Mike. Most of you might not know that, but when I was just down there, we were at Epcot, and Mike happened to be there that day, and we had a great time walking around Epcot. We tried one of the food booths, so that was a lot of fun, and it was nice to meet Mike. Mike was down there for quite a while. In fact, I think he extended his stay. So he's one of these people with an annual pass, and he gets a little more Disney time than I do for sure. So, all right. Good to see you, Mike. Okay, so I looking at the poll. Let me just make sure I got one more update. So there's 15 votes already. It's changing quickly, and about 3/4 of you are saying it's growing and getting better, and a fourth of you are saying same old, same old. I would have to say, if I was voting, I would say it's time to say same old, same old. Now it is growing, and there's more happening, and I see it because I study it, and but I really expected that live streaming was going to do more by now. I thought we would see people take video quality stuff like you see like that family, the YouTube family, and they put all this work and they got millions of subscribers. I thought we would see more variety within live streaming. So that was why I did tonight's topic. What do you want? What do you see coming? Is it coming? Are the things happening that we don't know? I'd be interested to hear. We have Richard in the house. Hey, Arjans, good to have you here. Um, I didn't get a chance to see Richard and Donna when I was down there, unfortunately. And this is one of the first times in the last few times that I've been there that I haven't seen them. But Donna has been recovering from some surgery, and so um, that wasn't happening. So good to have you here, Richard. So there you go. That's my question. Live streaming. All right, I'll get more specific here. First off, does anybody have you happen to notice what new category is happening at the live place? I think some of you know this already, but what category did I recently add? And I'll tell you this much, there are 2 live streamers so far in this category, and then I'll tell you something interesting about it. So I'm waiting on the chat. Did anyone notice the newest category at the live place? Or guess, I saw that it was growing, and I reached out to about 20 live streamers in this category, and I only got 2 responses, which kind of surprised me. I thought I'd get more, but I'll tell you something funny about that. All right, I'm not seeing any guesses yet. Guesses, anybody? Everyone's saying hi to each other. That's fantastic. But if I'll give you about 30 more seconds, and then Keith already knows. That's right, because we talked about it. Yeah. So It is a growing live streaming category at YouTube. And there's, I've seen a few collaborations with it, which makes total sense with this category. But since nobody has a guess, I am going to tell you it is crocheting. Crochet. So crocheting, and by the way, do not assume that if you see a crochet live cruising, Michelle the quilter says, "Hey quilter, hey, that's like right up your alley." Cruising is already fairly established. It's the second biggest category at the live place. We've got 20 some, maybe 30-ish now that go live on a regular basis. There's every day of the week, we have multiple cruising live streamers at the live place. So, and I love the cruising community. Bill and Lucy are here. Um, there's just so many great people in the cruising community. Najuma Brown, I believe, clarify for me, Najuma, if you're there, is going on a cruise. But no, the category is crochet, and crochet does not necessarily mean family friendly. So I kind of went in with that assumption. I type in crochet and then I say, just give me live streams. And I would just assumed everyone that I looked at was going to be family friendly. Michelle says, let me go back here. I can crochet. We don't go on cruises. LOL. Well, you see, my wife and my daughter both crochet. So Key says crochet will also cover knitting, even if it's done on a loom. Yeah, right. My sister-in-law has one of those very professional looms where she makes quilts. And Michelle, I should introduce you to my sister-in-law because she makes amazing quilts, hundreds and hundreds of them. And I know this, if you guys didn't know this, quilts are really expensive. Like, you're going to pay big bucks. I mean, I'm not even just talking hundreds. Sometimes you pay into the thousands for a quilt. Oh yeah, you already covered that. So crocheting, and like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean family friendly. So I turned on one. I was almost ready to jot down their channel name, get their email address, and then heard some pretty good language coming out of one. So I got to be careful. I invited, hey, Movie Mania Nick, good to have you here. Awesome. I was thinking about Nick today. Why was I thinking? It was something movie related. Well, I'll think of it, Nick. Leanne says, I've noticed some painting live streams by Joy Blessed Life. Oh, I hadn't noticed that. Uh, Leanne is the person who introduced us to Joy Blessed Life. And by the way, Leanne, I don't know what connections they had with the cruising community before, but these people, Donnie and Joy, I believe are their names. Well, yeah, Joy. Um, have really integrated into the cruising community. In fact, what was really cool was they went on a trip somewhere and they brought Ken Fordman with them, and it was just so cool. I mean, Ken, if you guys don't know Ken, aka Fordman, or whatever, he is awesome. You got to know Ken. Um, Pearl says, I think with live streamers, we have more ordinary streamers, everyday folks doing hobbies and everyday stuff. Oh, exactly. Got a story about that too. So I reached out to 20 crochet live streamers and I got 2 responses back. You want to hear the crazy thing about it? It was by far the biggest ones. The American Crochet Association and a woman named Kristen Amdahl. I mean, and she's huge in that community. She has 100K, almost 100K subscribers. Goes live 5 days a week at least, I think, Monday through Friday. She likes to go to the beach and just talk with her streamers. But the interesting thing about the crochet community is even with some of these big live streamers that have 100K, if you see Resort TV One go live, they've got 160,000 subscribers or so, but they get 3,000, 4,000 people watching them. I was watching Mouse Talk last weekend. They were live at the parks. They had 600 some. Steve's World, he had 600 some. And I don't, there. I know Mouse Talk hit 10,000 subscribers, but Steve is still, I think, in 5, 6, 7,000, something like that. My point is the viewer per ratio is very high in the Disney community. With crochet, not so much. Here's Kristen Amdahl going, and she's great, and she has a great audience, but she has a more limited number of people. So something, and that's average. That's average out there. If in the Disney community something has happened very special, especially when people are in the parks, where you will get hundreds of live streamers or viewers, or when I was down there, I had 40, 50 on at one time. So, and I'm very small. I have 1,400 subscribers. So I'm just kind of blabbering here for a second, but I'm just saying that there's something interesting about our Disney community. I don't think it'll ever be matched in terms of what has happened. Um, but all that to say, where's live streaming going? What can we expect to see? Keith says, Dean, there's other interesting categories. American Sign Language. Oh, sure. Martial arts and oil painting. Oh, very interesting. I should check those out, Keith. Thank you for sharing that. So, all right, let me get back to my. So basically, I've got the two new crochet streamers, American Crochet and Kristen Amdahl, and I listed them once a week because I don't tend to list people more than once a week unless they've been with me for a long time or there's some special circumstance. So, where do you think live streaming is headed over the next 5 years? Well, I'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'll keep going on. I thought by now we would see more variety. I thought we would see improved formats and better ideas. I have thought that there would eventually be a place, and of course, in my imagination, it would be in Orlando, where people would actually go to something like a theater and there would be live streaming there. That was why I named it the live place. The place meant I thought there would eventually be a place. But rather, what has happened is now we see it's more about the friendships and the collaborations. For example, we have Pearl on her here. Pearl and Cricket Fox, they made a connection and they have things in common, and so they they basically have something that I think is just very valuable. You can't put a price on that. You maybe you want it's be nice to have 100 viewers, but I think what's even better is when people make friendships. I see so many of our live streamers going live all the time with collaborations. And okay, and Pearl's saying they connected through two other live streamers. Yeah, that I remember seeing Cricket Fox very early on in the Resort TV One years too. Um, okay, I'm checking out a message here. Okay. Ah, thanks, Ken. So Ken Oakes just passed on the show. Nice of you, sir. All right. Oh, I just fell behind on comments. Hold on. Oh, something went wrong here. Well, my StreamYard is a little behind, but I see there's more comments. I'll catch up with them as soon as they come here and I can highlight them. So there you go. All right. What other categories would you be interested in? Obviously, Disney, cruising. We have sports. Pete McDevitt's doing a lot of sports stuff. What other categories would you be interested in if you could suggest them? Um, for me, I've been giving that some thought. And one of the things that, if you're not aware, we've hit a family situation about a year ago. And now I have a keen interest in mental illness that um, has touched our family. And my wife and I did just get out of an 8-week course on it, and you connect with other families, and that was really helpful. I think that the sort of the open format we've had in our community would be interesting to pursue that. So I don't know how to quite take that one on yet. I just know I have an interest in it. Other interests for me are biking and golf. So uh, biking, I've seen very little of live streaming on, but I have seen golf ones before. So just so you know, something happened and I lost a whole bunch of comments in StreamYard, and I don't know why. So I'm going to go to my other screen here. Okay. Okay. Maybe I didn't miss as much as I thought. Okay. Pearl is saying we try to cover mental health topics on the Manhattan Fox Hour. Yep, I think I did know that. Yeah. Um, I think that that is really worth talking about and seeing if there's a forum for it. Well, I know you got to be careful because there's only so much you can share and what you maybe feel comfortable sharing in a live stream. But yeah, I'm wondering about that. And Keith is being very transparent with us, and I appreciate that, Keith. Yeah. In fact, if you guys haven't heard this, anywhere's from 20 to 40% of all adults will experience a mental health crisis or issue in their lifetime. So it's very common. It's gotten very common in our day. So that's an interest for me. Um, and Pearl has toyed with starting a podcast about mental health topics. Okay, well, let me know about that, Pearl. Um, I'd be very interested in how you would approach that because as I've thought about it, it seems challenging to me in some regards. Leanne says homesteaders have become popular as well as RVers. I didn't know that, Leanne. I didn't know that they had delved into the live streaming area. So that's interesting. Huh. Okay. Oh, and Pearl, you know what? The word podcast escaped my. I didn't notice that. Um, if you guys don't know, does anybody know about my podcast? Before I was a live streamer, I'm typing it in the chat now. I think put an S on it. I'm not positive on, so I'll take it off. So before I was into live streaming, hey, Kadani Shan, nice to have you here. Kadani Shan and I have something in common. I know he knows. We both like Wordle. Jonathan Chong, good to see you. Awesome. Okay, Carol says many of our families have been affected with mental health issues in the last 2 years. It's important for us to get more comfortable with the topic. Thank you, Carol. You know, it is. And I'll tell you, it's a tough one. I mean, like, wow, is it tough? I never imagined what walking through this would be like. Um, it's it's nice to be able to talk to other people who've been down that road, and everybody's been very nice and supportive. But it's very important for you to, for us, it was to find other people who were going through that, and it's still going on. It's not a, it's a lifetime thing. Um, Pearl is agreeing, saying we need to be as comfortable about talking about mental illness as we are any other illness. You might find this interesting, Pearl and Carol, that um, my boss knew of hey, Charlie and Stacy, good to have you here, of a town, and I believe it's in a Scandinavian country, and they devoted themselves to every family in this town welcoming somebody with a mental illness into their home for a period of time. I haven't finished listening to it yet, but it was a very radical thing to do. Hey, Nick, thanks for being here. Good to see you. Um, and anyway, if anyone's interested in that. So, but speaking of podcasts, if you saw that, I have a podcast site that it's been dormant for years because I stopped it for the live place, but I'm going to be picking it up again, and it's simply the exact same concept of the live place. It's to try to list family friendly podcasts so that you always have a place to go and know you can find one. And you'll see that there's a couple on the main page there, but I need to get that going with my partner again, David Arundel. He and I worked on it. I took some time to work on the live place. And so there you go, lifepodcast.net. I love podcasts. And I feel like I think it's a nice alternative to live streaming because you don't have to look at a screen, so you can be biking, running, you're going to be doing whatever you're doing and listening to it. And B, podcasts, force your brain to imagine what you're hearing, and that's better for your brain anyway. So I'm not saying live streaming's bad because obviously I'm doing it, but podcasting is very cool. All right, Keith says, I used to go to the International Miss Janet chat room and chat with Janet Jackson herself for real. Wow. Had no idea. That's kind of cool. Yeah, Carol, it was. I've got to finish listening to it, but the town, I it's hard to believe that they committed every family, as I understand it, to doing that. Okay, we'll hit you up. Excuse me. Cricket has a podcast, and so does Manhattan Fox. And I'll start a mental health podcast for you. Fantastic. I think I did know that you're into podcasting. Yeah, and so Pearl, I'm gonna say I did try that, and my experience was that podcasts, turning a live stream into a podcast was kind of I didn't really care for it because I did an interview of Myers and the Mouse, and I turned it into a podcast, and I noticed that the live stream kind of wrecked it because I had already seen them. I had already known what their facial expressions were, etc. Then the podcast was kind of a step back. So I kind of prefer to keep them separate. But, I know that you're right. And a lot of people are doing that. Rob Fuzz is good friends with a few guys that have a podcast that they create from the live stream. I believe the Great British Mickey Waffle is a live stream turned into a podcast. Um, so yeah, it's definitely legitimate. Okay, next. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Um, I was also just going to say, if you've seen, I've tried to do some of the um, sort of perpetual live streams or long-term ones where I'm showing who's live streaming as kind of like a TV guide that's just kind of there. You can go to the live stream and find that out. I didn't really like what I saw. I felt like going more than an hour just was almost kind of annoying. So I backed off of that. Sort of back in the chalkboard on that one. So just in case you're wondering, because I talk about stuff a lot, I try a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff kind of ends up failing. But that's how I learn. And so, all right. So no more on the what you want. If you want to see other categories, let me know. But thank you for the suggestions you gave. Okay, so Keith just mentioned that he was on a Janet Jackson um, live chat and actually chatted with her, which is pretty amazing. What person, famous or not, would you do you wished live streamed? Who would you like to see that you don't currently see live streaming? Who would you like? And I didn't even think of an answer before I posed that question. So I'm going to think now. What person, famous or not, do you wish live streamed? Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is not a specific person, But I have met some very interesting people in my life, that I wish if I had contact with them, I could say, have you ever considered live streaming and just talking to people like we're doing here, where you have an interaction? Because I love it, and I think we all love it. Um, so, like, I've met people just in various places, and I would like to see some some interesting people do live streams. On famous people, let's see. I'm kind of a I won't say Will Smith is my favorite actor, but he is one of my favorites, and I think he's an interesting person. So, yeah, I'd like to see Will Smith try live streaming. I think that'd be interesting. He says Selena Gomez, because Selena Gomez es muy caliente. Oh, yeah, she's very hot. Yeah, S- Selena Gomez. I probably get her mixed up, but was she the singer that they had a movie about her and her? I forget. Honestly, I shouldn't forget that. Pearl loves Will Smith. I do too. Pearl, what's your favorite Will Smith movie? If I've asked you this before, who knows? What's everybody's Will Smith's favorite Will Smith movie? If I could say it, I'll wait and tell you mine. Okay, so we got some good ones here from Charlie. James Woods, one of my favorite actors. Walt Disney, wouldn't that be something? Um, and Robin Williams. Wow. So you picked two deceased people, but you know what? Those are really good picks. And I did think of Walt Disney earlier. James Woods, for those of you who don't know, is one of the finest actors I've ever known, and the best performance that I he to me that he ever did was it was a Hallmark movie with and he was playing a character with a mental illness, and it was with Rockford Files guy. Um, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just look up James Woods Hallmark movie. His performance is amazing. It's amazing. Najuma Brown, James Earl Jones. Wow. Wouldn't that, I mean, the voice of Darth Vader, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. I love James Earl Jones. What's your favorite James Earl Jones movie? All right. I put out two. Pearl says all of them. Honestly, I love the series he just did on National Geographic. I got to get caught up on that. Um, James Woods is very smart and well spoken. He is. Like I said, I think he's one of the best actors ever. So, all right, I'll tell you my favorite Will Smith movie was Pursuit of Happiness. And honestly, the movie is a little hard to watch only because it's like it's a true story and it's a really tough story what he goes through, but it's so victorious in the end and what he accomplished. And again, being a true story, Will Smith nailed that role. And I have a Will Smith Facebook group called "I Need to Contact Will Smith," um, and there's 600 some members of it, and that's another story in and of itself. Favorite James Earl Jones movie for me is definitely Star Wars is in my top movies, but Hunt for Red October. I just loved Hunt for Red October. He didn't have a big role in there, but um, gosh, he's such a great actor. Lion King, of course. Selena Gomez played on Disney Channel's Wizards of Waverly Place, and she has music videos, and she is the voice of Mavis Dracula. Okay, you know what? I had her confused for somebody else. Love Men in Black 3, such a funny and sad movie. That's probably would get the top pick, right? I'm sure that people. Thank you, T-Town Mary Ellen. Yes, James Garner. James Garner and James Woods in a Hallmark movie. Look it up and trust me, if you're into drama and you're into amazing acting, James Woods nails that role. Remember, he's a smoker in the movie, but oh my gosh, he was. Unbelievable. All right. Well, thank you for those. Those are great suggestions. Next question. What did you have for dinner tonight? I'm just throwing out something fun. Rob Fuzz. And here's my man and partner in crime. Yeah, thank you, sir. I've got two Epcot long sleeve t-shirts now, and they are awesome. On Etsy, you can buy or rent their movies or shows on YouTube. Yeah, virtually anything now, I think. Oh, good to see you, Rob. Rob, are you I should ask if you're going live tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't put you on the spot like that, but just curious. All right. What did you have for dinner tonight? That was my next question. For me, we made a tuna casserole. Actually, my wife made a tuna casserole. Has broccoli in it. That's what we had. And this weekend, I'm going to be making a rice bowl. I'm going to try making rice bowls for the first time. Anyone here ever make a rice bowl? This is where you make it's a better rice. I've got a rice cooker, so you get a rice like jasmine or basmati, and then you make some meat and some sauces and some vegetables, sprouts, zucchini, that sort of thing. And that is what I'm making either tomorrow or Saturday. So I'm excited to make that. Uh, all right, chats. I'm losing you. Keep them interested, Dean. Come on. All right. So let's talk some Disney. All right. Well, I have not been live since yeah, Carol, I'm excited to make it. I've been to and like another thing you put on there is a sunny side egg up, sunny side up egg. So I'm pretty excited to make that. So let's talk some Disney just for fun. I know that right now there's a lot of people that are live. I believe. Okay, I don't see VP. I don't see VP has gone live yet. I know they were going to go live, and then I saw a number of other people that were live. But anyway, so I wanted to talk about Disney, and I wanted to just give my thoughts about the new Star Wars hotel, which is the Galactic Star Cruiser. And there's a wide variety of opinions about it. Obviously, it's very expensive. Um, I was not sure what I would think when I first saw it, but I actually was very impressed. It looked like a lot of fun. Michelle says we've made rice bowls a few times, but love them at restaurants. Michelle, actually, I do believe that that's what I'm going to find in the end is that you'll probably make them at home and they won't taste as good, and you'll say, you know what, this is just the kind of thing you got to have when you're eating out, or you know what you're doing. I'm hoping the sauce that I bought will kind of put it over the top, but we'll see. Mushrooms in there. Anyway, all right. So Galactic Star Cruiser. Y'all know, but it's a 2-night, 2+ day experience, and I kind of I would say that I thought I was going to be disappointed with it in the way I was disappointed with Space 220. I think Space 220 looks cool and I would maybe do it once, but I don't think I would need to do it more than once. I felt like the panoramic visual of Earth and everything they did, I felt like it was a little lacking in excitement. And I just didn't feel the experience of Space 220 was as rich as I would have hoped. Opposite of Galactic Star Cruiser, Well, I just felt like they nailed it. The actors, the costumes, the special effects, the experiences, seeing Chewbacca and seeing all these characters, truly amazing. Would I pay, $5,000 for two people to do it? No, I wouldn't do it. Would I pay $6,000 for four people? No, I don't think so. Um, I wish, that I know some of you all would love doing it and enjoy it, but I think for me, I just don't know that I could. Now there is maybe an opportunity for me to go eventually in the future, and I don't want to get into that. I talked a little bit to Rob Fuzz about that, but um, he knows what I'm talking about. And what does DNH mean? Do not DNH. I'm bad with acronyms, Rob. Sorry. Tell me what that means. Maybe you're trying to stop me from saying something. Um, anyway, that's it. So I think the experience looks really cool. And if you had little kids and you had a lot of money, then, hey, that would be kind of cool. Oh, Disney Nerd Herders. Thank you. No chance. Too expensive and not that big of a fan of that kind of atmosphere. Um, I kind of get what you're saying, Charlie, because I think where it would maybe be hard for me is if I was felt stuck, like I was forced. It'd be like being on Rise of the No, it wouldn't be like Rise of the Resistance, but it would be like something where you don't have much of a break because I know they have a very full schedule. Um, but now to Rob's point, I hope you go. There is that chance, but I don't want to say much more. But the implication there is that I'm not paying. DNH. I will never forget that again, Charlie. It stands for you guys. Michelle the Quilter says, I'm a big Star Wars fan. My husband, not so much. I enjoyed seeing the live streams of the experience. It's too expensive for us. Well, there you go. I think that's about it exactly. I unless this other thing happens, yeah, I'm not paying to go on it. Brian's West Coast Adventure. Good to see you, Brian. Always a pleasure. Rob saying, yeah, the more I think of it, the more it's not for me. I think, yeah, I thought I could see, Rob, I could see this is what's going to happen for Rob Fuzz because I know him. Somebody is going to ask him to go and they're going to pay because he always gets invited to things for special events. And okay, now I'm going to get better at DITB, of course, means this must mean somebody else. DITB. Come on, man. How come I don't know this stuff? Ah, Dean is. Thanks, man. You got me laughing on that one. So Pearl says, with Star Cruiser, it looks fun, but too intense for me. That not that I could ever afford it, but for some, it's appealing. That's so for me. And I told Rob this. I said, if I went, number one thing I would have to do is stay somewhere at night, somewhere else. Because if you've seen those rooms, they're kind of small. And to be cramped into a room with four people, are you kidding? No. So uh, uh, I can think of better ways to spend my money anyway. So that Star Wars experience will probably go the way of NBA experience. Oh, did that just kind of die off? I wouldn't be surprised. Brian said, if I had billions of dollars, I go, but with my current income, no, not going to do it. Yeah, I think that's 99% of us. Yeah, I know. Doesn't that sound weird, Rob? But that would be what I would want to do, so I'd at least feel like I got away. I need time every day to feel like I can breathe, like I don't have to do what somebody else expects me to do. So that's how I enjoy things. Not even millions. Ha, yeah, right. Um, you'd have to have the billions that Brian said. Whoops. Almost hit the wrong button, Michelle. I'm happy just walking around Galaxy's Edge and shopping there. Yeah, Exactly. You get to hear the ambient noises, the see the sights. That's exactly me. I'm the same with Avatar at Animal Kingdom. What do they call Avatar Land? You know that area. Carol says, the more I see of Disney, the more I see that you really need to figure out what matters to you and put your money there. So, Carol, I am working on a video. This kind of goes along with that, called The Great, maybe I shouldn't say the great, but the one day Walt Disney World hack, where I show how to go all over Walt Disney World property without paying to get into a park and having, honestly, if not more, as much fun as going into a park. You will not be pressed with crowds. You will not spend a ton of money, and you will have a great time and see great things. And you'll even go on the rides, Skyliner, monorail, boats, etc. And that's and so when you say what you need to know, figure out what really matters to you. What matters to me is not, excuse me, being caught up in the crowds and you know um, having fun. And this, by the way, it costs under $40. It's an entire day. Excuse me. You don't pay for parking fees, and you need a drink of water, and you get two great meals. So I think I'm gonna have to go mute for just a second. Sorry. All right. What did Rob say? That blues captain looks odd. Is that from Galactic Star Cruiser? Rob agrees with Carol. Brian says Pearl hugs, treating you to a crazy shake when you're down here. Awesome. Thanks, Rob. All right. So that's it on Galactic Star Cruiser. Some cool things about it. I liked when I saw the way you kind of get. And now some people criticize this, and Rob, I'd be interested to hear what you say, or some of you others. But the way you get from the Star Cruiser Hotel to Hollywood Studios, I kind of thought that was cool. Maybe I didn't understand what it felt like in there, but it looked cool to me. Um, Too bad they didn't plan that a little bit better, so that you really didn't have to travel on a road, if you know what I'm saying. Leanne says, what happened here? The more I watch vlogs of people renting the pontoon boats at Disney World, the more I want to do that and go inside the parks. So, Leanne, that's exactly, and I never did that experience, but I will tell you, I went on two boats, at least two boats. Well, the big paddle boat and a smaller boat. And honestly, I'm thinking, how can a ride be any better than this? Because you just every bit of Disney property is beautiful, serene, pristine, and you're in a boat. You're seeing all this stuff. It's not crowded. You never waited hardly in a line. So yeah, I agree with you. Um, and renting a pontoon would probably give you more bang for your buck than a park fee. I so can't wait for my trip this fall. Awesome, Brian. That's really cool that you're going. Ron Darrell Adventures, nice to have you here. Awesome. I don't believe I know you, but welcome. And everyone, please welcome them to the live place. And we have a whopping 13 people here, which I'm really happy about. Thank you very much. Uh, Charlie says the Boston Whaler boats are more fun than pontoon boats, easier to steer and faster. Okay, so those are boats at Disney World, then, Charlie. Can I ask Charlie to? I never knew this until tonight. I think I knew it was brewing, but Charlie, did you want to share your news, or do you want to tell people in another way? Sorry if I blew anything, but I figured since you were talking about it earlier. Uh, Okay. Wow. So Galactic Star Cruiser, I think I said everything that I wanted to say. Um, on the food that was being served, now I think it looked pretty good, but I don't know. For me, is it just me? I was a little underwhelmed by what I saw of the food. It didn't look, at least some of it didn't look all that amazing. There's my friend. Hey Ken. I bet Ken was the one who brought Ron Darrell in here. Ken is the best promoter of this community. I kid you not. He is constantly shouting us channels out to other people. And I do thank you, Ken. Um, okay, there we go. So now, if you hadn't heard this, probably most of you had, but if you haven't, Charlie and Stacy are moving to Florida. And so we're very happy for them and perhaps a bit jealous, but that is really good news. I know they have a place in the works that they're working to buy. So Brian says, I still haven't finished watching the stream. I'm usually still working when Charlie and Stacy go live. Yeah. Well, now you know the news. They're moving to Florida. Hey, Charlie, how far are you away from Disney World? I'd be interested to know that. Michelle, congratulating. Cool. All right. So you know I'm going to come back to Galactic Star Cruiser one more time. Cricket Fox, afternoon. I imagine it is almost afternoon for you. Oh my gosh. So we were talking about your earlier Cricket Fox and about your monthly show that you've got now and your monthly show with Pearl Manhattan, obviously. And so nice to have you here. Ron Darrell Adventures, if you are a live streamer and you're not familiar with the live place, I list family friendly live streamers at the live place. If you have a weekly show specifically, if you want to be listed, contact me and I'll be glad to do it. As long as you're family friendly uh, and let me know what you live stream about. Okay. Thank you, Pearl. Uh, Charlie is 20 to 25 minutes from Disney. Wow, you are so lucky. Awesome. Do you already have your, I bet you already have annual passes. Keith is leaving for the night. Good to have you here, Keith, as always. All right. And he has a daily late show. Oh, okay, every day. So I list one per week. So pick your favorite day, or if you want to look at the live plays, sometimes what I suggest is look at how many people are alive at that time, and then maybe you want to go when less people are alive. So and I always list things at Eastern Standard Time. Brian, Charlie, Jennifer, and I will be at Art of Animation. Okay, October 29th. Oh, okay. Well, then you won't be competing with anybody. Okay. All right. Definitely let me know. We'll get you in there. If you come recommended by Ken, then I know you're a good live streamer. All right. Michelle's saying good night to Keith. What time is it? Oh, I got about 6 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's see. Did anyone? Gonzo started 12 minutes ago. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking VP was going live, but I guess it was Gonzo. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap it up here. Wow, thank you. I mean, it was a nice crowd, and I knew that Corey was live, and okay, your Central Time Zone, but I still list yours at the Eastern Time, so it doesn't matter. It just everybody gets listed at Eastern Standard Time. Charlie and Stacy are AP holders, and let me know, Brian. I think we maybe touched base on it before, but let me know. I just need the information on when you plan to go, what category you like to go under, and need an image and title and description. Ken says, I'm all the time sharing out live streams and videos on Facebook and YouTube community. You know what? I knew that. And that's why I honestly feel, Ken, you deserve a lot of thanks from all of us for all of your hard work. You definitely do shout out this community. I've never seen better. So awesome. All right. Wow. Okay. Let me look at my notes. Just make sure I covered everything. Uh, nobody told me what they had for dinner tonight. All right. I think I talked Disney. I mean, the other thing I would say is that um, I feel like things have gotten too expensive. Um, I see that a single park pass for one day can cost up to $170. That is a huge jump from where they've been at. So I'm disappointed with that. If you guys don't know, it's what's Mickey View's guy's name? Is it Brandon or Brendan? He has been very honest about his disappointments with Disney. I happen to think this kid is on the money. I really like him. I'm glad he's been honest. And I think Disney is, hey, Space Mountain Dave, good to have you here. Thanks for being here. Michelle says it was good to see you. Dean left Corey Stream to see you. Thank you, Michelle. You've been always very kind to me, and I appreciate that. And I knew Corey was with Yeehaw Bob, so I understand. Yeehaw Bob has a lot of talent, and I do appreciate you coming here. Good to see Dave as always, and always good to see all of you. To be honest, see, I got my Epcot shirt on. I got two of them now. Pretty happy with that. Thank you, Charlie. Always appreciate you guys coming on, and it was nice to catch your show the other day. Okay, well, thank you for coming. Oh, did you notice I'm starting to figure out lighting? So if any of you are curious, I have had a lot of problems with lighting because I don't know what I'm doing. And I had lights, but I wasn't using them right. Well, I went back and watched a stream that Ed of Vipre talked about lighting, and he is the expert. And he talked about um, it's kind of like you want to flood the room with even light. And so I've got a different configuration of lights going on in here, and it's an improvement. It's not better. I notice my forehead's a little shiny. But anyway, if you ever want to talk about lighting, if you ever want to talk, you see, I still use the old headphones because I just can't seem to get my microphone to work as good as this one. So there you go. Well, we had a couple new people here on the stream tonight, so it was nice to meet. First off, it was nice to meet Ron Daryl Adventures, and then early on we had somebody, I can't remember her name, Isabel maybe. Um, it was nice to meet her as well. Always good to see you folks. Thanks for being here. I know I'm so sorry. I forgot to ask one of my questions. And here it is. And you get to be honest here. Does it make sense to have a live stream about live streams? Because that's kind of what I've been trying to do for quite a long time now, either through my news shows or the TV guide thing. And it's I feel like it's not hitting the mark. And so, you know, I guess maybe I'll go live again and I'll ask it as a bigger question, but does it make sense for me to do either a weekly or a monthly show about live streams? I'm going to be honest. From what I have experienced, it doesn't seem like it's that interesting. This community is hungry for lots of Disney content, lots of cruising content, sports, entertainment, that sort of thing. But when it comes to just trying to cover this live streaming thing, maybe it's just kind of boring. And so that would be a question that I'll have, and I'll ask it again. Ron Darrell says that would be good. Well, if you mean that, then thank you. Um, Brian says yes, it does. Best way to educate new streamers. Now I just need to be Wow, here's my count going up. I got a cough. Just I didn't want to miss Michelle's comment here. I forgot to say this. Disney prices are ridiculous. We gave up our annual passes during the pandemic. We are in New York and we'll save up for possibly next year. We watch Mickey Views too. Yeah, yeah. And just so you know, Michelle, he's been honest, but he's a good kid. I really like him. Let me go back. Okay, Cricket Fox, just learning about the basics. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In the beginning, it's really nice to do how many of you remember the first time you tried to use a gimbal? I mean, it seems like everybody says the same thing. You end up getting a wobbly phone, and then soon enough you get that corrected. But thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Carol says, I like the streams like this where there's a chance for conversation. Carol, that is my number one goal is that I don't, if I will never have 100 or more people on my live streams because yeah, I'm just not that kind of live streamer. There's so many interesting people that are killing it in this community and great. And I'm happy about that. For me, it's about a chance to talk to you. And I've really enjoyed your friendship, everybody here that I've made good friends with. Ron says, my streams are different. Never know what the topic will be, and the main thing is to have fun. Yeah. Well, Ken recommends you, and so I will try to. If I'm not usually up that late. I'm kind of the old guy. But Dave is saying he agrees with Carol. Um, but yeah, I'd like to see. I'll catch your live stream sometime, Ron. That would be awesome. So, all right. Wow. Dean, you're absolutely, Brian. I am proud of that fact. I'm a nerd all the way. My job is very nerdy. I'm a total tech geek guy. Charlie says, not sure a gimbal is needed. We use it sometimes, but not very often. Depends on what you're filming. Exactly. So I've done live streams from the Mall of America, and you definitely want it for that or Disney or whatever. But yeah, from home, I don't see any purpose in having a gimbal. Someday, they're going to come out with a phone that's going to solve that. They'll build the gimbal aspect into the software. I don't see myself using a gimbal to stream. Music production is kind of a desktop thing. Well, what Pearl does, and because I've done podcasts, so I understand a little bit about audio software, is she brings up the audio software. And by the way, Pearl, I did catch one of your streams. I think I rewatched it, and you had some really nice music going on in there. I was really impressed. I never got a chance to tell you that. Ron says your lighting is good. Ron, my lighting has always been bad. And so thank you for that. I've got a light behind my computer screen here, and it's got a yellow film on it. I've got one of those big production lights over here. I've got another floor lamp light here, and I still feel like it's not perfect because of my forehead shining. But I'm really interested um, in trying to get things right so that it just becomes second nature. You're welcome, Pearl. It was fun to hear that. Pearl, sometime we'll have to talk music on some of my odd interests in music. I don't like popular music. I'm into um, instrumental, and so you'll appreciate that. Uh, if you have lighting problems, Ron, I should send you the the link to Ed Viapre's describing how to light a room. It helped me a lot. Michelle enjoys Pearl's music, and Pearl is a total sweetheart too, one of the nicest women I know. All right. All right, cool. I did go a little bit further than I thought I would. My car radio stays on the classical station. I love classical music, Pearl. Lighting can be a pain if not right. Yeah. Dave knows, I think, a lot about that area. He's a tech guy like us. All right. Once again, wow, I went for an hour and 5 minutes. Thank you very much for all of you people for being here. I will be going live on occasion. I don't know that I'm going to commit to a weekly one yet, but uh, well, that's not true, Ron. I could tell from your picture. Dave had issues for a while too. Well, I guess that's how we all learn. But anyway, well, thanks for being here, guys. More to come. And then the last thing I will say is I was planning something for May. Postponed it to October, which is called 15 Minutes of Fame. You know the saying. I'm trying to take that saying and make a live stream about it. We'll see how it works. Got to have something to work on, right? Just kind of a hobby. So have a great night. Thanks for being here. I will talk to you all soon. Uh, really appreciate it. All right. Bye, guys.